Rahul.
Yeah.
What's the name of your venture?
So we call the Second Life. That's our product brand.
And what's the story behind this naming, Second Life?
So it's an interesting story. It kind of also connects with my childhood.
Okay.
And it also connects with the products that we do. So
Okay.
the Second Life simple meaning is that we work with waste,
Okay.
give it a new life. That's the second life. But it also connects because when I was a child,
Yeah.
I had an accident and
Okay.
people said that he survived and he got a second life. So it
Okay.
kind of connected there.
Okay.
That's how the name kind of resonated with my
Okay.
thinking.
And where are you based at?
We are currently in Bangalore, but we also have a setup in Ahmedabad, small
Ahmedabad.
setup that is coming
Okay.
up. So how the story started was a simple thing that I noticed at an NGO that I was working with. Because there is a traditional process called block printing. They were
Yeah.
printing using the blocks and all that. So whenever they use to have a cut at a 45-degree angle on a bed sheet or so, they would use a newspaper.
They would use a newspaper.
To kind of leave half on the fabric and half on the newspaper.
Yeah. Okay.
So I picked up those things because they look very interesting graphically.
Okay.
And then I kind of thought that this could be itself a product.
Okay.
And that's when we started about this. So this is a simple newspaper which was
Wow.
converted into a wrapping paper.
Okay.
Right?
So this is a newspaper
Yeah.
and block printing has
Block
been done.
printing, yes.
Okay.
So what happens after this? So this became very interestingly a storyteller for us.
Okay.
Because if I give this to a 6-year-old or a 60-year-old, they'll be able to easily understand the idea of upcycling, which is reuse. Recycling is little different than reuse, but it makes a huge change because recycling requires a lot of water, chemicals, and all that for processing. So this is like using a material as it is. Like we looked at the paper part of a newspaper, right? So it's still a paper, right? We use it in shelving, even like killing a mosquito, you roll it up and then, right? So that's the idea that it started with, and then kind of snowballed into a philosophy that we have today, that we work with different ideas of sustainability, reusability. Our products should become, and we have had stories of this newspaper that somebody received it and then they got the same thing wrapping back and with a new gift in it.
Okay.
So there are
So this can be used as a gift wrapping
gift
paper.
wrapper. So this is the initial thing was to wrap it. Now people use it as a wrapping. They put it on shelves. They put it on boxes to convert, give it a new life and all
Okay.
that. So there are a lot of things that people do, but we sell it as a wrapping paper. Also, we do book covers and all that.
Okay.
But this initially was a wrapping paper, and then we got different stories like that.
Okay, great. Now let's come to the paper weaving handloom.
So that's something which is
Can you come here?
Yeah. So that's something which is gone for a patent actually.
Okay,
So
great.
what we work with is this paper strips. These are the paper strips that you get from printing presses, right?
Okay.
So whenever the production of anything like the pamphlets or anything happens,
Yeah.
there's a trimming happens to create a final size which will fit into a machine.
Yeah.
So that trimming itself is around 3 to 10% of waste.
Okay.
So even if before anything is created, you wasted the 3 to 10% of
Yeah.
revenue, energy, transportation energy, everything,
Resource.
material, right?
Yeah.
So resource. So what we are targeting is that's our raw material, readily available for us to
Readily
use it,
available, yeah.
right? In that form.
And those people are just throwing
Yes,
it away.
they're going sending it to recycling.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
before recycling, that's what our concept is. We want to reuse as much as possible, right?
Okay.
That's where we are at. So what we did, initially we started weaving by hand, which is here. Like this is woven by hand. So it took almost 1 day to just finish this one, which is like an A4 size.
Okay.
That's where we thought about redesigning the loom itself.
Redesigning the loom itself.
So the loom has been actually redesigned in a way that
Okay.
it weaves paper both ways. So a lot of other brands are also there. We're weaving plastic also, but there is only one side which is fresh thread, either cotton or mixed with other things. Okay, so that actually makes it a little difficult to segregate and recycle it again because there's two materials, right? One is cotton, one is a paper, or even polyester and paper, right? So that's not easy to recycle. So that's where we thought that we want to do it 100% upcycling in the same category of material.
Okay.
So that's where the whole product that you see outcome, it's completely
So
paper.
this is complete paper.
Yes, it's a paper. So we are not going to sell it as a retail product, but this is a raw material. So application, what we are looking for this is interior designers, architects who can use it in their large scale application, like even this hall or something like that. There could be an interesting application there, and it's completely customizable. We have around 20 different design patterns, weaving patterns, and with colors it increases furthermore. So that's what we are looking at.
So how many colors can be woven on this handloom?
So this is a 6 shaft. We can actually have 6 variation of 6 different colors coming from the vertical, and then we can add more other horizontal.
So
side.
warp and weft.
Warp and weft can be different.
And you can introduce colors both in warp and
Both
weft
ways.
direction.
Yes.
This is
because
amazing.
because each and every bobbin is different. Like this on the other side, Like the bobbin, it
Yeah.
can be of different color. You can actually create pattern. It doesn't have to be 6 colors.
So
it can be more.
traditionally, the thread or the yarn goes into the bobbin.
Right.
And in this case, these stripes.
The stripes are going in the bobbin.
And what is the length of the stripes?
So this is the side what you see, but we extend it by joining it together. So there is an extremely hand or even human energy oriented process where we create the bobbin using hand sticking the
And how do you stick the
using a simple glue.
simple glue?
And then it gets extended.
And it doesn't break, snap?
Because we use the right kind of a glue, right? So let's say, and the moment it's woven, it is stronger itself, because like the same concept, like you say individually you are weak, together you are strong. It's that.
Ek chidiya and ek chidiya.
Yeah, ek chidiya and ek chidiya, that concept, right?
Okay, great.
So this is what we do.
This is it's an honor to meet you and see something different.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, sir.
And just make sure that this is patent applied.
Okay.
If whenever it's published, it's patent
Yeah,
applied. So you have to be careful about that.
So thank you.
Thank you.